and what he thought the hardest part about it was. In my answer, if I was asked that, I would say the hardest part about double bass is control. A lot of guys can get on the kit and go like this. For 2 measures before it starts sounding like this. So control is the most important thing. And I tell my students all the time, first thing is if you can't play single bass, don't play double bass. Concentrate with one foot first. Get that one solid. Get your right foot down before you even start thinking about that other bass drum. I played single bass for 6 years before I even thought about going to play another bass. So I tell my students all the time, I would rather hear you play this. And play it solid and play it with conviction than play this. Because that really doesn't get you anywhere. So, it's just like the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. But if you're trying to practice this stuff, practice at a tempo that's comfortable for you. Just because, I might work in the 180, 200 range, you might work in the 210 to 230 range, or you might work in the 140 to 160 range. Everybody has their own, niche. Anybody else? No? All right, I'll just keep playing then. Good thing I wasn't depending on questions. All right, I'm just gonna, go for it. Where?
What happened to your second ride on the left side?
What happened to my second ride on the left side? That's a funny question. That's what happened. When I got home off this last tour, we've been out touring on Retribution for almost 7 months straight. We started in September, and we did a 6-week US tour with Five Finger Death Punch, and we came home for 2 days, literally 2 days. And then we went to Europe for another 3.5 weeks with Five Finger Death Punch. Then we went to Australia for 10 days with Lamb of God. And in between there, we went to Greece and Russia and did our own headlining shows too. So by time then we got home a week before Christmas, and 2 weeks off for Christmas. Then we went to NAMM, and anybody who's ever been to NAMM knows that that's not a vacation. It's it's work. And right after the NAMM show, we started our next leg of touring, which was another 6 weeks in the States. So we did another 4.5 weeks with Five Finger Death Punch, or 4 weeks with Five Finger Death Punch, and then we went up to Canada and we toured for 2 weeks on our own headlining. So by the time I got home in mid-March, number one, I didn't even want to look at the drums because I was just burnt. Like by the last show, we're in Quebec, and I swear I felt like I was getting worse with every song. I'm like, wow, is this really happening to me right now? I was just so fried. I was just like, oh, how many more songs? Please, please, Brian, I hope your throat hurts and you tell me to cut these last 2. So by the time I got home, I was just like, you know what, I need a change. I want to do something different. So, and also when I got home, my brand new kit was waiting for me. And it was a brand new nice Star Classic Babinga kit that was waiting for me, and it had a whole bunch of new stuff, and it had octobans. So I set the octobans up. I mean, this is all set up, and anybody can go on my Facebook page or MySpace and see pictures of my new kit and my new drum room. This is retarded, okay? It really is. Now, do I need all this for Shadows Fall? No, I don't. This stuff never comes out, okay? So to answer your question, the second ride got dumped because I can't put it here. But when I go back on the road, this stuff isn't going to be here, so the second ride will be there. And even when we go out for Mayhem this summer, I don't even know if I'm going to bring the other bass drum, to be quite honest with you, because I'm the drum tech. I don't think I want to carry the other one, so you might be seeing a real small kit this summer on Mayhem. But since this is a clinic, I have other things that I wouldn't have up here. You know, the mini hats on the remote pedal, which I'm going to try to get to this stuff now and play some stuff that's not what I just played. You know, the cowbell, the clave pedal, all this kind of stuff. It's just for textures and, you know, just to basically go, here I got a lot of stuff and I'm going to put it up and use it. But I do like it's funny because once I set my new kit up, I sent a picture of it to Charlie Benante, John Tempesta, and Mike Portnoy. And I'm like, I could take every drum I have and maybe have a kit close to Mike's. And set it all up. But you know, it's fun. It's good for textures and stuff like that. So Hey, I do have my clock here, but how are we on time right now? Does anybody know? Oh, okay, but that doesn't really answer the question because based on what I want to do, you know. Very good, thank you. Okay, cool. I'm definitely not going to solo for 28 minutes, but at least for 8. So I'm just going to play, and really, whatever happens right now happens.